The beat go off.
Feel like I'm Goku.
Okay, I know this video is pretty late, but this game is pretty damn long. So I want to review Dragon Ball Z Kakarot since I finally beat the game. I haven't done all the side quests, and honestly, I kind of forgot there were side missions, so I noticed that I was getting past some arcs, and I couldn't go back. So I know there's an update talking about that you can go back and do some side quests, but yeah. Didn't like that. But yeah, let's do an overall review, separating this in, like, you know, 4 different sections, and I'll give an overall, like, numbered how I feel about the game. So gameplay, very simple but fun and fluid. 62 is usually known for, like, 1-button mashers. This game has some, like, you know, some layers a little bit, and no, it's not on Xenoverse 2 level, and I know some people prefer this more than Xenoverse 2, which is kind of weird. But yeah, the gameplay is simple. The bosses are kind of linear. They kind of rely on, like, you know, having a rage moment where they spam key blast, or they have like this red aura if they hit you with it. You can, like, you know, get frozen, and they have some beam clashes, which it's a big surprise. I really like the beam clashes. That was pretty good. Overall, gameplay is pretty solid. Not the ultimate mash fest. Dodging is a little bit more difficult than you really think it would be. But granted, it's pretty cheesy because all you gotta do is, like, surge up and just spam a blast. Like, Vegeta's the worst. All you gotta do is just spam Big Bang Attack, and the enemy's just dead. But overall, gameplay pretty simple and fun. The RPG part of the game is kind of soulless. Like, it's cool. And again, I'm not the most biggest RPG guy, but I do like the little stamp thing where you can do in the community section. But again, if you miss out on the side missions, you ain't getting all those. So hopefully that gets fixed with the time machine thing. If it doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed because I ain't restarting this long ass game. But yeah, the RPG part of it, pretty cool. But after a point when you're just trying to get things done, you start, like, skimming through stuff just to get some, like, more community stuff or whatnot. And you just kind of, like, the most thing is just to build up so you can get certain attacks. I really want a Dragon Fist, so that was the biggest part, like, just RPG. Once you get the moves you want, you really don't want to use other stuff. But overall, the RPG is alright, just kind of soulless in some things and some side missions. The flying is really good in this game. I don't really like the controls with it at first, but once you get used to it, it's really fun. I wish the Nimbus had a dash ability though, because I really like the Nimbus. But the speed in this game is the best it's ever been in any Dragon Ball game. Better than Xenoverse in my opinion. The speed really feels like you're really in a Dragon Ball game, how fast you can fly. The running when you're on the ground is really cool. I like that when you're running and you can jump in the air, like, super high and fly. Really good, man. Better than most games with the fly ability, like Xenoverse 2, Ultimate Tenkaichi, Tenkaichi 2, and Budokai 3. I think that's all of them there. So yeah, really enjoyed that. The flying is really good. Again, like I said before, the controls are kind of hard to use to. So yeah, that's the first part of the gameplay wise. But bugs. The game is, oh wait, actually no, like, hold up. This is the last part of the gameplay wise. The gameplay is kind of buggy. There's a lot of times you'll be clipping in and out of the world. Again, like, you know, I give credit to Auto some, like, credit on that. Like, you know, bugs are bugs. But, like, again, before, like, the patch about the loading just felt like, you know, the game was going to crash sometimes. Like literally, every time my missions start, for example, like Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Cell, you'll pop in with, like, Super Saiyan 2 Goku just standing there for, like, 2 seconds. Then you cut into the cutscene. Like, again, 62 is not the greatest at, like, making games like this very, like, you know, clean and well made a lot of times. So again, the game is kind of buggy from time to time there, and you might almost experience crashes, but not really. So that's the thing there. Okay, so music. I enjoyed the OG DBZ Japanese OST, but sometimes it didn't really fit some scenes. You can kind of tell. I would have kind of liked a more of an original soundtrack from CC2 like they did with, like, the Naruto Storm games. But overall, I like, you know, the main music they had with, like, you know, just the chill music. Again, like, I just feel like they should have had more upbeat music for certain scenes or more dread music for certain other scenes. The dub, I feel like the dub, it was kind of phoning in on a lot of scenes. And again, I can't really blame, like, you know, Sean Schemmel or Chris Sabat because they've done the same scene 1,000 times with this stuff, but you kind of tell that some scenes were kind of phoned in. The Trunks voice actor, he kind of does that from time to time with Xenoverse, but yeah, the dubbing could have been a little bit better. But overall, I'm really glad they dubbed as much scenes, as much cutscenes as they did. I just wish the screams were a little bit more stronger, but you know, again, like, you know, when you're a voice actor, you've done this scene 1,000 times. I wouldn't mind just, you know, taking some old clips or old sounds from other games and just put them in here, but you know, I think they can't really do that. So yeah, that's how I feel about the music and story. Okay, we all know it's from Dragon Ball, Saiyan Saga to Buu Saga with, like, you know, a few Easter eggs here and here. But I prefer I don't know how to say this, but the re-render scenes are fantastic, right? You know, the whole Goku Super Saiyan Blue, Goku Kaioken Times 20 against Frieza was amazing. Like, you know, Kid Buu versus Goku was amazing. Vegeta versus Buhan was amazing. But it's like they was lazy and great with the animations. Like, you get those animations, then you get the regular cutscenes where they're kind of bland and have no real camera work. Like, one thing you gotta say about Budokai 1 is that even though, like, it's kind of aged, but the camera work was fantastic. Like, they made those scenes very fantastic. With those regular cutscenes that are not, like, you know, pre-rendered, it kind of feel like some Yamamuro, like modern Yamamuro, like camera work where it's just very flat. Like, for example, Vegeta's big bang attack was just kind of flat in some cutscenes, and, like, you know, there's others where they're just standing there and you just, like, you know, it's practically like, you know, when you're pushing the X button just to move on, except there's no X button. You're just kind of watching a scene play out. So yeah, they could have done a lot better with some animations that you think that should have had big animations, like Vegeta's big bang attack or whatnot, or, like, you know, I don't know, some other stuff that could have been in there. They kind of rushed canon stuff to kind of fit in a bunch of mediocre stuff that didn't need to be in there. Like, I would have dealt with less side missions if they would have put more effort into, like, big canon information. Like for example, there's missing iconic moments that have to be addressed. Like, one, the over 8,000/9,000 meme or whatever. They did a really great job in Burst Limit. Dimps did, but for some reason CC2 didn't want to address that. The Warp Kamehameha against Cell, big scene against Goku versus Cell. A lot of people actually like Cell versus Goku more than Gohan versus Cell, so that should have been a scene in there. Final Flash should have definitely been a scene in this, but they kind of just skipped it. Like, they really skipped out in the Cell Saga more than anything else. They went all out for the Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, and they did a lot near the end of the Buu Saga, but they kind of skimmed the hell out of the Cell Saga. And Trunks versus Cell is no excuse for it. They just skipped it and act like that, you know what, it's cool, right? They had a whole Trunks model that didn't have a sword, but they didn't want to make a moveset for it, so we never played him. That is lazy, CC2. Like, that is actually pretty damn lazy, and there's really no excuse for that. But yeah, the other negative I have really is that you can't play as fusion characters, right? And this happened in, like, you know, Legacy of Goku, like, you know, Buu's Fury and whatnot. But you have the ability to fuse into, like, Gotenks for like 30 minutes or Gogeta for 30 minutes. But, like, why can we not play as Vegeta or Gotenks? And again, they're only, like, you know, story missions, but there's no fun to be able to play these characters one time and you can't go back and play story missions. Like, that's the other problem here. Like, unless you're not saving at the perfect time to play certain missions where you get to play as Vegeta or Gotenks, you're never going to play those characters again. And you might run into them, like, you know, in a boss fight later on, but, like, bro, if I want to play Vegeta, let me play as Vegeta. If I want to play as Gotenks, let me play as Gotenks. Like, and if you have Gogeta in the future, I don't want it to be a one-time thing in a story mode where I can't go back, or there's no New Game Plus mode, which should be a thing in here. So, overall, do I think this is like the best Dragon Ball Z game ever? No. But I think there's a big deal of Dragon Ball games now. If you want a fighting game, Dragon Ball Fighters. If you want like a powerhouse mixture of a fighting game, like, you know, with a little bit of story, a little bit of fighting game, pick Xenoverse 2. If you want a pure only story mode game and you don't mind a few things being skipped here and there, but with great cutscenes and animation that even rivals Dragon Ball Fighters, definitely Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I think it's in my top 5 Dragon Ball games of all time. It's just that it has a lot of missed opportunities, but it has the best like animations we've seen in a long time, especially even compared to Fighters, where Fighters is more of a fighting game, so they have to rush certain cutscenes. The models are a little bit off base from time to time. Like, Goku's face is a little bit rough, but then, like, they just kind of, like, you know, place like a Buu Saga face on it and it looks a lot better. So it's kind of interesting how they did that. So I respect the models in this game. But yeah, overall, I would say this game is a strong 8 out of 10. Not perfect. The pacing could do a little bit better. I do not like that you can't go back and do side missions, or you can't go back and do story mode missions, or certain characters are locked off, or they like skipped literally important scenes, and the music can be, you know, kind of hit or miss. But the gameplay is fun. I like the fulfillment of feeling like you're in, like, you know, 2000s Toonami era watching Dragon Ball Z. The animations, like I said, are really great. Just the overall, the attempt on this is like, it's like Legacy of Goku 4 or Legacy of Goku on the PlayStation 4. Like, I really enjoyed that aspect of this game. Again, I really wish you got to play Goten and Trunks. Like, you know, certain characters that are only, you know, side characters, even though you get to play against them in boss battles. You know, I just kind of feel like there was some cut corners here and there. But overall, really enjoyed this game. It made me stop playing Star Wars Fallen Order. So yeah, like, it's a really fun game to like wrap your mind around, and if you're a big Dragon Ball fan, you'll really enjoy it. So yeah, that's my review over Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Hope you enjoyed that. More videos should be coming out soon. SonTj, peace. Love you all.